Welcome to the Enlightenment Evolution Hour. I am your host, Rob Gauthier the ET Whisperer. The Enlightenment Evolution Hour is a part of the Enlightenment Evolution Network. Any ideas or opinions expressed by myself, the guest, or a caller may not necessarily reflect the same opinions of the Enlightenment Evolution Network. Enlightenment defined. It's the state of giving and receiving greater knowledge and understanding about a certain subject or situation. Evolution defined. The gradual development of something, especially from a simple to a more complex form. So what then is Enlightenment Evolution? The state of giving and receiving greater knowledge as we develop from a simple to a more complex human being, living on Earth for our soul's experience. Welcome now and join us as we explore our Enlightenment Evolution Hour together. Hey everybody, welcome to the Enlightenment Evolution Hour and the Matrix Minds Media. Today we've got the one and only Matthew Turner from the Matrix Mind Media. For those of you guys on my channel who don't know him, I want to let him introduce himself now because we're mixing both shows and we're jumping in. Go ahead, brother. Tell people who you are.
I guess I'm the man of chaos, the one that talks all this conspiratorial. It's just a conspiracy, folks. We'll give it 6 months, 8 months, and well, it turns out from conspiracy to factual, or from conspiracy to it's now realism and it's in a reality. What's up, everybody? I am Matthew Turner from the Matrix Minds. Rob, thank you, my friend, for having me here, man. I'm glad to be with you and your folks.
Well, you have done the same for me for the last couple months now. As many of you guys have heard, I've been simulcasting all of my shows every Wednesday over at the Matrix Mind Media. And Matrix Minds is Matthew Turner. He's been running the show for 10 years. I know your people know about this, and sorry, Matrix Minds guys, I know you're already in the loop. But if you can tell everybody just a little bit about your show and how it got started and stuff, that will help give them a reference. Because I try to tell everyone to go watch, but I know not everybody watches everything I tell them to watch. Yeah. So, you know how that goes.
Yeah. Well, it's some of the times you want them to like kind of like do as you say, not do as you do, because whenever you do it and then you like flub on yourself and you're like, oh, you guys definitely don't want to do this. But look, man, we've been doing the Matrix for about 10 years, about 8 years of video casting, and we've had really good success doing it. I know we've had a lot of people, a lot of really heavy hitting guests up on the show. One of my biggest things to do is to get the conspiratorial. Everybody, here's the thing, Rob. Everybody has got their story. Rob Gauthier's got their story. I'm looking up in my chat here. Earl Fields has got his story. Tina's got her story, and even your guys' chat, right? I see Miss Ward, is that right? Ward. Same thing. Everybody's got their own story. Whether it be paranormal, whether it be they interact with ET, like you, channelers. Everybody's got their story. So the Matrix Minds started out like that. That's where we kind of like soared above the rest of the other broadcasters, right? Because I don't care. We all know who David Wilcock is. We all know who Corey Good is. All of these people. But nobody really knows who the hell Miss Ward is. Or you, right? It's the little people that really, to me, matter, Rob. That's why I wanted to get everybody in the Matrix. It is because we've all got a story to share. I don't have to be rich, famous, like Billy Carson or whoever, right? I've got a story and I want to share it with everybody. So that's what we did, man. We just started sharing stories late night on what's called Midnight Chrome Radio. is what the Matrix Mind started out as well as Unite CDL. Just a bunch of truck drivers getting together, sharing. Hey, man. Hey, Earl, did you check out that fireball I seen in the sky the other night? Yeah. What? You seen a fireball? What? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? It started out like that. And it kind of grew. And I'm like, it went from once a week to twice a week. And I'm like, man, again, everybody's got their stories. Everybody got their story to tell, bro. Everybody. That's what makes it happen.
To me, that's always been a beautiful thing, and this is something that I've really enjoyed about my show. I've been able to get a lot of people to come talk. Before I went on my hiatus, before Lily was born, I kind of just did a few shows. I did one every week, and I did one with channeling, and then I did two where I just talked and opened up the lines, and then one where I would bring in a guest. But I've been only doing guests because I think out of conversations comes understanding. It's something that I thought of like last week. I said, wisdom isn't the knowing. Wisdom is the ability to ask the questions and be skeptical about something so that you can learn how to form something, how to form an opinion and stuff. And this is why I love being able to communicate with people. And this is what you do on your show that's better than anyone I've seen on their shows do. Audience participation and them being an actual part of the thing. And as much as I've had the Daryl Ankas and the Wendy Kennedys and the Lee Harrises, which are all really well known in our field, gotten tons of people that not everyone's heard of before, because every story does come to a conclusion of understanding, even if nothing more, for the person themselves. And from that understanding and talking about it, how you get to that understanding, to me, that's what opens up all the books,
You said a mouthful right there. Again, it's not about me. It's not about you. Okay. It's about everybody. And that, to me, Rob, that is what the big shows, the bigger shows have been forgetting. It's about the little people. It's about the little, it's about those little guys. Okay. They have a tendency to like forget about you, me, and everybody else. And I don't know. I want to say it's about big money, but I don't know. I truly don't know. Your broadcast, the Matrix, we're 100%, and I hands down, I am so thankful for the audience that's in the Matrix, because we are and have been from day one a lot like you, 100% listener funded. So congratulations, everybody there. In the Enlightenment Evolution Hour. Thank you for supporting Rob, because again, these things don't happen without your guys' participation, without your donations and your help. It just doesn't. It doesn't work without you. It's got to have them, Rob. It's got to have participation.
Yeah, well, the participation in any sense is amazing. And before we jump to on my chat, I saw Finn Castle Underground 2. That's William, who does the Patreon with us every month. He is in Virginia with frozen pipes, and I wanted to send him lots of love. He has to redo his whole water system in the house. It's a big job, so we're all with you, brother. Yeah,
sorry to hear about that, Will. Yeah, man, that does suck, dude. I've talked to William quite some time. He's really, really good with video, dude. That's amazing what he's done with just amateur video. Really good.
Oh yeah, he's a man of many talents, and he's actually the first show that I had when I came back. I brought him on as a guest because he has been helping us out on the ET Whisperer for a while in the Patreon and stuff, and he's been really a huge part of helping us out with a lot of things too. And he's also pretty amazing guy. And I want to be thankful too, because today I probably shouldn't have even been here. I dragged myself out of the hotel, and I'm sitting in the sewer wrenched house apartment that we're getting ready to finally leave. But a lot of you guys on YouTube don't know. If you don't follow my other social medias, you're probably not quite aware of what's going on. But we had a flood followed by several day hospitalization, and followed by coming back and the apartment complex we live in not taking care of anything. So we've had to kind of wrestle with them and wrestle with life. But we're going to be out of the hotel tomorrow, moving into our new apartment, which is only right across the parking lot, but a new unit in the apartment complex. But it comes with a lot of good things, like we get to be right next to the river finally, which is nice. Instead of seeing parking lots and playgrounds where kids are screaming all summer, we'll be able to look at the river and kids screaming. We're gonna be out of here soon, I think. I really feel like that's gonna flow. But I want to talk to you also a little bit, brother, about what do you feel, because you channel too, and this is something that my people don't know, but you have a connection to your guides and Pleiadians, and the energy that you connect with has a lot of insight with it too. And what do you feel is coming next year? What do you think 2023 is going to be? Because this is the last show of mine for the year, even though I imagine you'll be doing one tomorrow or Friday, right?
Nope. I'm gonna start working on some more screens. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes when it comes to like setting up screens, taking care of video, taking care of audio. I'm gonna literally move the internet hate machine from one side of the studio here to the other. So yeah, I've got some things going on. So I'll probably start probably the first week of next year. So this will be again with you, bro. This is it, the last show of the year on the Matrix.
Oh, so this is for both of us.
Yeah, baby.
Nice.
See the guy. Yeah.
We're closing it up in style, man.
That's right.
Well, you've been a friend for a long time, but you and I have been talking a lot lately, and you thought that doing the show was important enough to add to your group, and you've got a lot of great, like I said, your people and your page are some of the most active participating groups that I've seen, which made me fall in love with them immediately, even though some of the people there didn't necessarily resonate with some of my guests or even me. They've been welcoming and they've been loving, and 99% of them have resonated at some level with most of everything, but everyone's always been kind and they've been active and participating. And I think that that's the thing that we've missed out on so much in the last couple of years, is everybody's fighting over everything that's not really important, and the things that are important we're missing by a mile. And community is the big thing that I really love, and I really want to be more of a part of my life. But what are your Pleiadians saying? What are they talking about? Have you talked to them or asked about, or have they given any insight about what's coming for the next year?
I can tell you that the last week for me has been a real ego setback. Check yourself, check everything, every aspect of your life, because as you guys, everybody in the channeling community, I'm just saying the Enlightenment evolution hours, everybody there, as well as the Brainiacs over the Matrix chat, everybody just relax. Okay. The energy is indeed separatorial type energy. It is a very defiant kind of energy. I don't know why, but it's like if it can separate, it definitely will. Okay. Now I've lost some really close friends. We've all had it's like kind of like I hate to say it, but it's like almost like your idea that you've got right now, it's like pissing into the wind. It's going to come right back and blow it in your face, because somebody ain't going to like it. Okay. It's almost, Rob, as if there is a shift in not only the channeling community, the light workers community, the truthers community. Okay. And each time, here's the thing, we are all part of the same unit. And that's what I had to, like, the ego bruising. Dude, trust me, I took an ego bruising this past week. Okay. Because yeah. I'm like, I didn't really did not want to deal with politics at all. In fact, I'm pissed at people who do, but I had the ego set back with, you know what? They play their role. They play their part. And without them doing what they're doing and sharing what they share, how would the other part of their people be woken up to what's truly going on? You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, again, it's just like Earl Field says it in the Matrix chat. It's a reality check. It's like a set it back. So I think that's what we're going through as a collective unit here. Is we all need to just sit back. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Just do your thing, okay? And try so very hard not to step on toes. Just try to get along, because everybody's going to look around and see the chaos. Trust me, the chaos is definitely out there, and it wants our attention right now more so than ever, because I personally see, Rob, that we are one hell of a force to reckon with. Okay, I always call I call my tribe, we're a virus. Okay, we don't belong here. We came here for one reason as an incarnation, and that is to break this matrix, break this foundation of a fabricated false reality, their false narrative. We're the virus in the system. We came here for one reason, and that's to break shit up.
That's the perfect goal in the end, honestly. And I think you're right, brother. I think doing the things we need to ourselves is the important part, and it's something that Treb and Aridif have been saying for the last couple of years, especially, is that you're seeing a bunch of crazy shit around you, and you're seeing things fall apart, but that's all to rebuild systems that are good, systems that are unity binding instead of division based, and things that will personally help you. Like, if you take anything for an example, if your car's broken and you're sitting at home and you're just thinking about how bad it is not to have your car running, that's not going to do much. But if you sit there and you put energy into learning about cars, or trying to find someone that can work on car, or doing something for yourself that will help you be able to get your goal met. And on a bigger level, if your neighbor's cars and you don't know how to help, you can help them find resources, find a person who knows, find a way to get a GoFundMe page started, whatever the case is. And this building community can't really happen. That's for me, that's like the end goal, to make communities of people who are conscious and aware and want to help others. But you can't do that unless you have your own stuff together. And I've realized, as far as I think I've come in my spiritual journey, I still have a lot of work to do on myself. The way I handle things mentally and emotionally sometimes, it's not healthy all the time. And if it's not healthy, then I'm not helping myself. And if I'm not helping myself, I can't help my family. If I can't help my family, I can't help the people who I'm broadcasting to. And if I can't help them, then what am I putting my time and energy into? So it all really starts with taking care of yourself, and working on the things you can, work on, control, and put energy into. You can try to be the best person in the world, but if you're not happy, then in all means, it's an act. You know what I mean? You're just putting on a happy face for other people to be happy, and that's not a good goal.
Well, Rob, you mentioned what because of my connection with the P's. I have not, to be honest with you, I have not had any kind of interaction with them for in about, I would say, the last two months. Okay, but prior to that, they sat with my wife for about an hour, and they clearly told her that the energy coming in is going to be exactly the energy that we're seeing. And that is, the very it's almost as if they said, this, you guys are ready for it. Are you sure you're ready for it? Cause it's coming. And because again, here's the thing, we one way or another, we're going to see the darkness, okay, fall at our feet. You realize that, right? It's gonna happen. Now we're all waiting for the event. Everybody go back and 3 years ago, the event is coming soon. The event is coming soon. Well, what the hell is the event? What was the event? What is it? Was it COVID? Well, who knows, right? Was it solar flares? Who knows about that either, right? I personally believe, Rob, it is exactly what we're seeing now. Okay, there is nothing going to stop this consciousness evolvement. Nothing. Dude, at this point, looking at your chat, I'm watching your chat scroll, right? And there's no way, because one person has got the ability to wake up an entire neighborhood of people. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
You know that. So look at all the people in your chat, okay, who's got the love in their heart, the collective unit, the let's embrace one another. Let's go out and no offense, but let's just sit around the tree and play kumbaya. I'm just saying, well, there is no way that the darkness at this point is going to win anything. There's no way, bro. No way. The truther community is too big. I see this AR perspective. Everybody is on the Enlightenment side. They know the system. They know what's going on, and there is no way in hell that it's going to be contained at this point. No way at all, dude. It's like a freight train bound out of control, and it's coming straight at the cabal. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna stop it. Maybe that is the event. Maybe that's what Wendy's been talking about. Maybe that's what the police they told my wife. Maybe that's what they were talking about, through me. Who knows? But for sure, we are dead. She just said it. We are awake, Mama Minga. We are definitely a waked community. Waked, awakened, whatever you want to call it, Rob. It doesn't matter. They can't run. They cannot hide anymore. The communities are waking up to the fact. Sorry, we ain't going back to bed.
It's not an option when you've broken through that part of yourself that understands that the reality in front of you is not what you thought it was, and that you're a much more creative processor in that reality than anything else. You can't go back, and I've only seen it in our community where people fall back on old things, but it's usually when they're going through really hard times, so they fall back to what's original programming of religious ideologies or whatever might be. The thing I think for me that's helped me understand that what you said is absolutely true is I've seen people on both sides of the COVID fight. I've seen people on both sides of whatever fight that you want to put out there, red versus blue, politician this versus politician that. No matter what argument you put in the mix, I've seen people on both sides starting to understand when they're getting manipulated. They start understanding things that before they never would have. I look at members of my own family who were very just like, yeah, we're just going to go with the flow of society and do all the things that we need to, start being critical and questioning things. And these are people, in my family who are like, the Smith family. They've got the picket fence. They've got the well-paying jobs, and they stop and said, "Hold on now, what's this?" So even if that's not being completely, like in our community, you've got people who they say, we're completely woke, and to me, it's not a competition. It's a level of personal achievement. If you understand something today that you didn't understand yesterday, if you can see that someone's trying to push you in a direction that's not good for you and recognize that, you've just achieved something that before you never could. And that's something that is evolution. That's the whole reason we're all here, to evolve, to find the best version of ourselves that we can. And through the understanding of being awake and being aware, I think that that's happening on every level now. And if that's happening to people who still are very deeply religiously oriented and have programmings in certain levels of religious ideology, well, then that's happening to everybody.
Rob, the religious ideology is a dogma that everyone is waking up to. We all realize that the religious factor has separated us specifically, this generation, even prior. If we sit back and we look at the communities around the globe, Okay, this is a dogma, and the Pleiades talk about this a lot. It is a dogma, okay, that we have carried on as a species over and over and over again. And that is literally one of the facets that's keeping us from growing collectively as a unit, because we've got that separation agenda. We already know who is in control of the formality of a religion. We already know that. The church. All roads lead to Rome. Right? Come on, man. We all know this.
Oh, absolutely. That's another thing to fight about. You know, hey, your God is a stupid God, or your gods are stupid God. My God's the only righteous and true one. It's just another division point for sure. But I also look at religion. I look at it in a couple ways. I try, you know how I am. I always try to divide a subject and see if I can find both sides. There is some value to people who hold religious beliefs if it's not a dogma, if it's not a deeply ingrained religious belief. I know a lot of Christians whose only mission in life is to be Christ-like, and that's beautiful. I think that that's great. It helps them be better people. But the people who look through the Bible for every answer, they're going to end up looking and saying, holy shit, you know, you're not supposed to be homosexual. We don't like homosexuals because God told us not. Now that's not helping them at all. That's just reverting them back to that same dogma. So yeah, I agree. Religious dogma is definitely division based, but it's also all aspects of religion come from a truth. And it's usually a very small sliver or grain, from my perspective, of some form of truth, but it comes from something truthful. And I think a lot of the accountings of the people in those religions, you did the show on the Kemet people and the original, Kemet people, and what Egyptians believed 1,000 years ago is nothing like what they did 10,000 years ago. It's nothing like what they had when, 23,000, 25,000, however long ago that the civilization was created. They took what they learned and what they wrote and, kind of what they saw and bastardized it into a dogmatic religious ideology that was, basically more the same thing that we get later on with Christianity and all the different mainstream religions, I think, too,
Bro, they have bastardized everything. Seriously, you tell me one thing they have not corrupted.
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Are you sure? You got a couple of minutes. You think about that for a second. You think about what the world we are in today. Okay, you think about it while I'm talking. What the hell have they not bastardized? Tell me that. You think about it. So going back to the politics and the dogma with religion and politics, they do the same thing. They segregate, divide with the politics as well as religion. But religion, okay, people will die. People will die for their faith. Okay.
Yeah.
Between cover to cover, they'll kill one another for it. Well, yeah. Same thing with politics too. Okay. The military, you got to remember with the military, they've got. No, I'm not saying we don't need our military. Okay, we definitely do. But I say, as I hold my breath and blow my eyes out. Anyway, bro, I think by right now, whenever this energy comes in, okay, we're going to sit back and once again, we need to realize we are a people. Okay. And it does not matter what color you are, what gender you are, whatever you are. I don't care if you're completely back at awkward, crazy. Okay. It's coming to the fact to now know those that were conspiracy theorists were conspiracy realists. Okay. We are researchers. That's what we are. Conspiracy researchers. We are never ending researchers. And the more stuff that we see that we just scratch our head. Like, did we just see that? What the Sally, did you just see what that girl just did? Bill, what the hell did you see? Just saying, Rob, it doesn't matter. We all just need to come together as a collective unit, cast our differences aside, and remember, it's us against them. It has always been us against them from from millions of years, Rob. All right, now you're going to tell me, you're going to give me an answer. What have not they bastardized, Rob?
Yeah, I honestly I can't think of anything, because anytime someone wants to achieve something, whether it's more power, more influence, more money, more whatever, they always take the things that are readily available to them to use to manipulate people. And a lot of people argue this out too, and it's something Kalina and myself have talked about quite extensively with one another while we're sitting in our living room. A lot of people are like, the reptilians did it, the this did it, the that did it, but humans themselves are capable of great greed, and they're capable of great evil. We have the bloodlines from reptilians and Pleiadians and Syrians, so we've got a lot of good and bad genetically. But as a soul, it doesn't matter any of that, because we can choose to walk one way or the other. But the driving force of greed behind people is enough to try to do those really bad things that people don't like talking about, or try to manipulate people into ways that you would normally say, well, what cause would any person have to do that? I mean, what's the cause for you to want to help someone? It could make you feel good about yourself. You could realize that it's what's helpful to you is helpful to all. I mean, there could be a million reasons someone wants to do good, but when it comes to doing bad, people are very suspicious. So why would someone want to do that? Why would someone want to, destroy the earth and pollute it? Why would someone want to? But there's just as many reasons for bad as there is good, and that's, it's kind of the beauty of living on Earth. As much as I hate to say it, I really think that the good and the bad, and you getting to come and decide what you want to do as a soul entering a body, being an ever-present consciousness, I think that's a beautiful thing. I think that is something that helps our soul grow and evolve. But I also can see very easily what leads people down the evil paths. And maybe it's because of my own past. In one lifetime, I've been able to see a lot of really gnarly evils on a small level, in a personal level, in the drug community, in the gang community. Early in my life, I saw a lot of it. And then I went through my spiritual journey and saw a lot of really good. So I had that unique perspective to be able to kind of see it in one area, for everybody. So I know that people don't need a reason to do bad things. And it just comes to a shock, especially in a lot of people in our community who are more centered towards the loving consciousness and the love and light community, who wants everything to be positive. But to be good and to be positive, you have to have something to contrast against. You have to have something to make a decision for. Otherwise, it's just all good and there's no growth there.
Somebody on my page earlier today said something about there again, we've got to understand and got to really realize that darkness wouldn't know that it was dark until it was shined upon by light. Right?
That's
and
it.
Light really wouldn't know that it was light until it was cast upon a darkness. It wouldn't know that it was illuminated until it was proven that, hey, you've got a purpose. And darkness, there again, whatever source really is, Rob, whatever the soul's source truly is, could you, the mind cannot even fathom the burden, the joy. There is so many experiences knowing what the mind can't even fathom what I'm about. I can't even say it. I can't even speak it, to be honest with you. There's no words. Could you imagine being source?
No.
Neither could I. Neither could I. And
Not even a little.
Not even a little. Think about that. You've got to allow every single thing that you and I sees as bad. You must allow it and not judge it. Every single bad thing, because we're only like a drop of. I always try to tell everybody in this. Okay, I'm not source. I'm an aspect or a part of source. And watching all the shit that we went through this past year, which we have been through a lot, Rob. We all have been through a lot. Okay. But looking at everything that has happened, and even this year, you know what? I see Twister up in your chat. Pat yourself on the back, boy, because you are an atom bomb, bro, full of energy.
Oh, full of energy. Amazing.
He's a great dude, Rob. Everybody in your chat, everybody in my chat, everybody just listening around the globe, pat yourselves on the back, because we have been through some really tough things throughout this year as well as the prior year. 2021 was not easy for any of us, Rob.
No. It wasn't. And this is the thing too. I love to conceive the idea of source as a possibility. A lot of people have mentioned that to Treb Aridif, and what they said about it really resonated. Can you channel source? Can you channel direct source? And Aridif being pretty much the highest level of evolution that a soul can get before it leaves the body and no longer needs a high dimensional body to function, said no. We can channel aspects of source. Well, what do you mean? Well, our consciousness is only so big. The source is, just this universal aspect of source in our one universe out of infinite versions of universes is so much larger. Just a planet's worth of conscious is so much larger, and then a solar system, and then a galaxy, and then a whole universe. There's no way to get that. We can look at any part of source that we want if we take the time to feel through it, but there are aspects that are so distant and so far, it would be impossible to connect to all of that. And then even if you could, then what do you get? You get that you get the aspects of, hey, what's good, what's bad? No, none of it, because all things are valid. You know what I mean?
Right.
As a human, we can't wrap our mind around that. And it doesn't have words that we can use that can even encompass an idea that's close to what we're trying to conceive when we think of source. But it's so much, it's like asking an oxygen molecule, hey, what is the universe doing right now? It's like, no, you can't, right. You can't do it. So it is a beautiful thing. I think you're right, though, brother. It's this last 2 years has been hard on everyone. And this is why, I've shared what I've been going through recently with everyone. And there's a lot of things I haven't shared either, that are going on in my life that have been difficult. But I'm trying not to make a big deal out of it, because you're right. Everybody's gone through things. I just had a friend of Kalina's, a lifelong friend, write and say, hey, I just had to help my friend who had an apartment flood or a house flood, and I had to, my best friend committed suicide, and all of these different things. And I look to all these social media posts, and people are saying, I'm tired of life. I can't do it anymore. This is not an easy time for any of us to be alone, but I didn't think it would be. Understanding that this is an area where our consciousness is supposed to bend around a little bit. You know what they say, you can't rebuild something unless you destroy something first. And right now we're in the destructive phase. We're in the systems that we understand and know being exposed first and broken down. And it's a big system. The earth political systems, the earth financial systems, the earth medical systems, school systems, social systems, all of these things that we've allowed to fester into some really bad stuff. Just 150, 200 years ago, if what they tell us in the books is accurate, if what our grandparents told us was right, that means that there is a system where people used to just support each other. Oh, we live in the same town. You're out of food. I'm a farmer. Here's some food. Hey, my barn's broken down from the storm. Since I got you some food, would you be able? Yeah. Everyone knew that they had to support each other to function as a whole. And we've forgotten that. And we've forgotten that because we've been so empowered to be everything now. You know, before you were a farmer and that's it. You were a parent and a farmer and that's it. Now you can be, a farmer in your backyard. You can learn how to build things. We just have so much more consciousness now to do so many more things. We've all taken on all the roles instead of letting each other work with each other and help each other as a system. And I think it breaks down to the thing, what would Source do? Source can do it all, but Source also allows, and we haven't allowed ourselves to be ourselves. And social media, all these things have created an opportunity for a lot of people to make these false personalities and share that with the universe and become empowered by doing that. And it really crumbles away at the ability to have a solid community and stuff. So, I think the hard times happening have to happen in order for us to realize how bad certain things have gotten and kind of rebuild it from there.
It definitely if we're going to rebuild, if we're going to rebuild the community, it definitely takes destroying it to rebuild it. And I do definitely believe that we are in a process of doing that, a lot like you just mentioned. So knowing the fact that we have had to watch it be destroyed in order to be rebuilt, you know what? There's a lady, I love her to pieces up in our chat by the name of Alexa Jamison, HA, and she really, really concentrates on bringing the collective unit, all of it. She does not it does not matter what spectrum you're in. She's just like, there are those outside of our the reality we can see at the moment. All right, I'm talking all of our people. I'm talking about everybody up in the Enlightenment Evolutionary chat, as well as the Matrix chat. You got to remember, we are not alone. We all realize that we're not alone. Rob, you realize that? You realize that we're not. Treb, Aridif, we know we are not alone. Okay, we all love Lee Carroll. We know of Cryon. We all know of Bashar. We all love Daryl. We know, okay, from the people that we have been in contact with throughout our experience now, that we're not alone, and it's going to be okay. So if anything, again, pat yourselves on the back. We're all here. And guess what? Again, it has had to have been destroyed in order to be rebuilt. And that's what I do believe we're doing right now. We're watching it be rebuilt in front of our faces. And there are some like I hate to say this, but the boomer community, just they don't get it. Okay, a lot of them don't get it. They're trying, but also, Rob, you'll have those that completely shut you down. The moment you even try to talk to somebody from that generation, these are the people that don't even have a cell phone. Okay, these are the people that don't. If they do got a cell phone, it's a cricket. Okay, you see what I'm saying? It's like trying to bring them up to speed as to where we are at as a unit, as a collective unit. I'm talking every damn aspect of the rebuild, from Anonymous to the light warriors to the star seeds to the truther community, everything. We've had to watch this entire system bastardized, rebuilt, tore down, and then now we're in the process of rebuilding it. I believe you're right, bro. You hit something right there, man.
Well, definitely. I think the reason that a lot of the people in that generation, the boomers, there ain't much of the silent generation left. Most of them are gone already, but I think the older boomers who are more resistant, there's a big reason to that, and I think it's a reason why the people who are from Gen X are also having a tougher time than Gen Z and millennials and the alpha generation coming up, because they're these systems that are starting to be broke down are part of their personality. They become part of their identity. And I know for me, watching some of the things that I've seen kind of break away and break down have been really sad to see. Like, you know, like 3 years ago, you'd go down the road during Christmas time and all the Christmas lights would be up. People aren't doing that. And I know right now it's probably just because more people are so focused on survival and they're not celebration mood, but things like that. But with these boomers, I can imagine their whole identity is wrapped into their middle ages and their younger years, because the older I get, the more sentimental I get about my past and the more nostalgic I become. So I can imagine, having lived 20, 30, 40 years longer than I have, it's got to be extremely painful. I have had some hope though, because a lot of people who I met in the community, in this community that I met first, were from that generation, because I started channeling publicly in 2010, so that's 12 years ago. And when I started, those were the first people that would come around and listen to what I had to say. So the people in the community that I know in that generation are very open. Like Kalina's mom and dad have always been real spiritual people, and then channeling, her dad wasn't keen on the idea of Treb necessarily, reptilian humanoid hybrid, but came around eventually after hearing what he had to say and everything. And then it happened. But you're right. The most resistance is going to be in the place where people have lived in that system the longest. Like in the movie The Matrix, you can't wake up someone past a certain age because they don't react well to being unplugged from the system. It's a very realistic analogy,
I guess we're talking about the boomers for a second, right? No. How old are you, Rob? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, I was born in 80, so I'm gonna be
okay.
Actually, I'm gonna be 43 next week.
All right, I'm 47. Right. I look up to Lee Carroll. Okay, I love Lee. I love Lee to pieces. Lee to me is a boomer, but guess what? Lee is a boomer that's like, huh? He woke up on a plane. Right? He woke up on a plane. He's like, who in the hell is talking in my ear? Right? Cry on who the hell? What? Right? So this is a boomer. Lee, if you're listening to this, please just hear me out. You're a boomer. You are a boomer that got on board with what we refer from the Dolores Cannon era, which is again a boomer. Okay. But these people are put in our reality to wake up a collective unit. That's the way I see them. Okay. They were the first wavers, as Dolores called them. Okay. I do past life regression as well as Dolores. Okay. I understand what she's saying when she calls it the first wave, second wave, third wave of this evolution. So going back to I've seen some people in your chat as well as my chat saying, well, yeah, my dad and mom ain't going to wake up anytime soon. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, those kind of people, Rob, I wouldn't. Let's just say you're gonna have the channel panel. You're gonna have the channel panel, right? This coming year.
Yeah.
No way in hell I'm gonna invite my step parents to the channeling panel. They would look at you dead square with cross-eyed, saying, "Who just took over that man's body?" Juanita, did you just see this? Who just took over this man's body? Do you see what I'm saying? They wouldn't understand. They just literally wouldn't. They wouldn't get it. But again, those first waivers that are part of my reality, your reality, Kalina's, Angel's reality, and everybody up in the chat that realizes the evolution of spirit. Okay, dropping the dogma, dropping the spirituality, dropping all that stuff, and saying, you know what, it's okay to just be, because that's what it is. It's what, whenever you go to a channeling event or see a channeling event, you literally have got to accept a person for having the ability to not have the ability to be in complete control of the biological meat suit. You've got it as a trusty. I could not, Rob, trust. Okay. You get it. You got to trust your own soul's source in order to allow that to happen. Okay. That's what
that trust is a big thing.
Damn straight. So that's what I'm saying about Lee. Okay. Lee and Bashar, these boomers, right? They are the wake up call to me and to you and to everybody else up in here that actually understood what the hell they were trying to say. Seriously, I got to give them credit, man. They are the way showers of the communities.
And absolutely, and that's very true. And I want to thank you, Adam Twister, again for your donation, brother. You're amazing. I appreciate all the donations you've sent. And Adam Twister, guys, too, has been on the Enlightenment Evolution Hour. If you haven't seen the show, it was just a month and a half or so back, I think, in October. But I'll link that link too. So thank you, brother, for that donation. We appreciate it. He says, here's one of the donations that Matt was talking about. Absolutely. So thank you, brother, for that. You're right. It's the generation is not one that easily is open to those things. And most of the people who did had very jarring experiences that brought them to it, or happened to be at the right place at the right time. And this is something too with our generation as Gen Xers. More people now are starting to understand things than they were when I first started channeling, and even at the level of understanding that I would say is a lower level where people are just kind of starting to see that things don't fit and trying to work out why and how. I think everybody's moving in the right direction in the capacity they can. It's just, I find myself guilty of this too. The more time that goes by, I look at certain things in society today that are pretty normal, and I'm like, man, that really is weird. There's not a judgment for it necessarily, but there is an understanding that is something that, in my childhood and my younger years, that wouldn't have been acceptable, or wouldn't have been cool, or wouldn't have been. So there's that level of us fighting with ourselves. But I think it wraps right into the thing that you're saying. These people who were put out front, the Casey Edgar, and then the Jane Roberts, by all intents and purposes. I think she is the grandmother. If Casey Edgar is the grandfather of channeling, then she's the grandmother.
Definitely, Robbie. Definitely.
Yeah, these people were helping that group, because most people who I know, unless they had a jarring experience, if they learned through synchronicity, they learned because of Jane Roberts. Someone that read Jane Roberts, or someone that understood, showed them something that they resonated with that could make them understand the possibilities of that too. I really do love to see how many people are becoming curious about channeling. I noticed this trend in 2012, and this is something I've talked about a lot, especially on social media. The Galactic Federation of Light thing was really big for a long time, but then a lot of people left our community because, the things that were being said in those channelings that were getting, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views every week weren't happening. Like, there was no massive disasters that destroyed parts of the planet, and no alien ships landing, and people taking things out. So all these things that were implemented into our community were the same reason that drew people in, were the same thing that chased them away. The number one thing that's kept people in the community are people who understand at some level self-responsibility. And this is something that the boomers excel at: self-responsibility, self-understanding. So there are things that they can teach us, even if they don't have that knowledge. that are also important tools too. We've got people from my dad's generation, the silent generation, and people like my mom from the boomer generation, that were raised on this self-reliance. Now, me and William talked about this on our show. There's a difference between that and self-torture, and it's hard to draw the line sometimes, but there is a part of that generation that we need more of now, and that's how to be self-reliable. The reason these systems falling apart hurts so many people is because we haven't learned that for a long time. Now we can go into a store and buy pre-prepared food, but how many people in the younger generations know how to cook their own food? Not a ton of them. You know what I mean? How many people know how to fix their own car? Not a ton of them. So there's something to be said about balancing too. And I'm trying to figure out, and I don't know the answer. You might not, or probably don't know the answer either, but how do we find the usefulness of the old things, the things that we're missing now, and bring them back to this time without sacrificing the growth and the evolution that our consciousnesses have had for that? That's something that I really have been thinking hard on for a year. Even talking to Treb and Aridif, and their answers are good, but they're not human good. They're high dimensional good, which means, if you're a high dimensional being that can just shift your reality really quickly, then that's wonderful. But if you're a human who lives in craziness and imbalances all around you, isn't always necessarily good. But I really wonder how we do this. How can we bring back the good things without losing the new things?
Well, bro, you're talking to somebody that is a drummer from the 80s. Okay. I wear Def Leppard, sorry about this, Def Leppard jeans, which are torn up blue jeans. And yes, I still wear spandex under my blue jeans.
Hell yeah.
I'm just saying, okay. If what you're saying, I understand what you're saying. But here's the thing. These things, in order to primarily gain the evolution that we're gearing towards, those things that we cherish now, we got to realize that they're going to be upgraded. Okay. Again, the only thing I've heard the P's tell my wife this: the only thing that is inevitable is change. Okay. Change is the constant. That is it. Change is the only constant. So you better deal with change. You better learn how to deal with change, because consciousness is going to evolve. Evolving is changing. Okay. Changing is evolving. It's literally, it's a paradox. It is exactly what it is. So how we're trying to hold on to those things that resonate with us now, just remember, okay, you, your own self, don't have to let go of those things that you truly identify with and love. Right. So it's like, I guess if you really want to spend the money for a Walkman, go purchase a Walkman. They're still around. Even though your kid probably won't know what the hell a Walkman is, you'll say, hey, check this out, Bobby. What's that? It's a Walkman. Well, what do you do with it? You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's like the things that we loved growing up are even though they're no longer around, they're still around. Okay. They're being phased out as we evolve as a consciousness. And you know that. You very much don't know that. I've heard Treb talk about change. So what's there to embrace other than the constant shift of evolvement? And that's change. We've got to follow that path. We are Treb. We are Aridif. We are that evolved consciousness. We are the Andromedas. We are those entities. We just can't perceive it yet. We're that. We are them. They are us. They've told us many times, dude. Think about that.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. And that's the thing too, is it's the change being the only thing that actually is consistent besides consciousness and besides time as we understand it, even that gets warped and changed all the time. Change being really one of the only unchangeable things. It's something that is a harder reality for a lot of humans to dig into. I think most people come into that problem because they enjoy something or enjoy a vibration. But what I've been trying to do, especially through times like this that have been kind of really difficult, is take the vibrational remembering of a time period, an experience or something, and instead of just focusing on that as a fond memory to try to get me through the hard things, actually bring a part of that energy to where I'm at now. And I know it's possible. Treb and Aridif have said that that's possible too, but just trying to bring that energy back in to the experience, because you can remember, when you're a kid, when you're a young adult, having these things that were really blissful. I mean, even back in 2015, 2016, 2017, there were things that were just really, really exciting and really great. And then a lot of regular things after that, and then hard things at the very end. So you see a pattern of down. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, some of the best things in my life have happened to me in the last couple of years, including my daughter being born and her being a part of my life, which is like the top two events in my life, period. But also the hard times that come with everything from that time period down to this time period. I'm trying to take this excitement level that I had then and bring it into where I'm at now. And I know that's easier said than done, and that's the thing. What I mean, the difference between what Treb and artists say compared to what we can do as humans. This is another thing too, and I'm sorry to jump to so many subjects, but I'm thinking as fluidly as I can about these things. The experience of listening to these higher dimensional beings is hard for a lot of people because although logically it makes sense, the implementing and the practice of these things are difficult. And that's what I've been working on personally too, is trying to bring something that they shared. You have a fond memory, don't bring the memory, bring the energy of that moment and spread it through time. So I'm trying to do that too. There is something to be said of the recognition that happens in someone when something difficult or strenuous kind of happens. And I look at the flood, and the first thing that I was like, oh man, that sucks. But hey, this is going to open something great. And I know that
Right.
because I've lived long enough with metaphysics and with just all the things I know, but it didn't feel great. And I'm trying to keep that in the front of my mind too, because everything from that time till now hasn't felt great either. But I'm remembering, now we're getting ready to go to an apartment with a better view and hopefully less loud neighbors. And after that, we'll be moving somewhere completely out of town where it's real quiet and real peaceful. So I'm trying to keep all these things too at the front of my mind. Um, I want to also ask you some things about what in your personal experience that you have gone through, because I know this isn't just the show for the Enlightenment Evolution Hour, but I want people to get to know some things about you too, like the personal story that you had that kind of led you to this. I know all of the minds know, and the Matrix Mind Corner group know, but can you share a little bit too about what kind of led you into your spiritual journey and the experience that you had with that? Because I think it's a very important part too of people on my side understanding, getting to know you a little better too.
Well, let me first, I guess, start out with saying, kids, guys, gals, goons, all of the involved listening. Okay. Don't take drugs. don't do drugs. Let's start that. This is not an educational medical kind of thing, and we do not promote drugs. However, let me share with you, about 10 years ago, 12, I'm going on 12 years ago, I did not like myself. I don't know how in the name of God I even had friends, bro. I didn't like myself. It was really hard on my wife. I was hard on my kid. I was hard on my life. I went through a process. I lost lost everything. I lost everything in the matter of 4 years. I lost my mom, my dad, my grandmother, and my best friend at 44 years of age had a massive heart attack while me and him was having an argument. He was on the porch. I'm like, Jim, you do what you're gonna do. I'm gonna go grab the paperwork. So I went down to Canton, Ohio, grabbed paperwork. I come back, and the dude, he literally had a heart attack sitting on the porch. And again, dude, this was my best friend. So again, all in 4 years, my grandmother, my mother, my father, my best friend. My stepfather at that point was battling cancer. My wife decided to move out to spend some time with him, live with him, take care of him. And in the process of that, she had a breakdown. She wanted a divorce. She wanted to separate. So there was the nail in the coffin for me, bro. I had lost it all. And in that process, I had a good friend I was staying with at the time by the name of John Mysock. And mind you, the man is not even here now. Bless his soul. He overdosed on heroin. Okay. I should have, if I was trying to check out, I guess I should have done that or shot up with a Windex, one of the two. But I told John I said, hey buddy, you're going to go to Akron, right? I said, do me a favor. And I said, grab me something like that's going to excite me. I said, man, just take me completely out of this world. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, man, because I'm not a druggie, dude. I don't smoke. I very rarely smoke weed or anything. And I do drink from time to time at band practice and shit. So I party from time to time, but I don't indulge in marijuana or anything, right? So anyway, John comes back. I gave him $60. John comes back with this little teeny bag of milky white powder substance, clear, crystally milky, blah, 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 whatever. Wow. He's like, this will do it. That's what dude said. I'm like, what is it? He's like, tryptamine. I'm going, what? He's like, I don't know. I don't do that shit. That's what he said. It's like literally word for word. I don't do that shit. I don't know. Like, all right, whatever. So I go home. I grab my bowl, which is very clean. I don't really smoke. I stick this stuff in there. Now, mind you, at this time, my son is right now, my son is going on 18 years old. Okay. So knowing that my wife wanted a divorce after me losing all of that shit, I'm like, I have nothing to lose. So I stick this stuff in the bowl, get it going, get it rocking. Next thing you know, take a nice big hit of it, second hit of it. And everybody else, I'm just telling you, brace yourselves, because Terrence McKenna was right. That third hit, that'll do it. It will completely give you what's called a breakthrough. And that is when your consciousness mind literally leaves your body. Now, we all know what astral projection is. We all literally do astral projection. We all project at night. But when you forcefully open up your pineal to the degree of dimethyltryptamine, is known as DMT, the spirit molecule. If anybody's interested in what I'm telling you, please, again, I'm telling you, I'm not an advocate for this. I just seen Sandor Phoenix drop in your chat DMT. Exactly. That's correct. Rob, again, prior to my journey, I did not like myself. Okay. Did not like myself at all. I didn't really too much care for anybody that crossed my path. I was a complete dick. Okay. But during that episode of shooting, now mind you, okay, I knew that I was going to die. I knew it. Trust me, I was going to embrace it. Okay. So if I was going to OD on something, I'm gone, buddy. That's it. Problem is whenever I finally took that third hit, like Terrence McKenna says, literally, that's all it takes. You are non-functional. Okay, you cannot function. You cannot move. So anybody that tells you, well, yeah, I done dimethyltryptamine, it's like it's fun and shit, it's great stuff. No, it's not fun. No, it's not fun because you obviously didn't do it correctly. Okay. It is a non-motor skills kind of thing. You hit this 3 times and your ass is like gone for 20 minutes. That's it. And where you go, it's known as Mother Ayahuasca. It is known as Mother Journey. It's known as the sacred mother. And indeed, that is what happened. Okay, where what happened to me is it's as if someone took a ball bat and literally smacked me in the forehead, because on the 3rd hit, I'm watching the moon like kind of fade out of sight as I'm crying because I know I'm gonna die. And I shoot through I feel a crack, bro. I feel a crack in my forehead as if someone hit me in the forehead with a ball bat. I shoot through the moon, shoot through the clouds, shoot through space, through whatever. I'm seeing shit fly by me, and I'm not knowing where I'm at, what I'm doing. I'm feeling myself just like a dream. And I end up just nowhere. All of a sudden I slow down and I'm in nothing. I'm in nothing, but yet I'm still something. If that makes it's really, really hard to describe being something and nothing, but yet, you know how whenever you and Aridif interact, you'll go into a dreamlike trance, and you're in another world, right? You're interacting, but yet you're in completely another world. I was in nowhere and somewhere all at the same time, completely black, but yet it was so black, so dark, it was light. Okay. And had the most beautiful melodic, angelic melodic symphony. I couldn't understand what I was hearing, where I was hearing it from. And again, if I could describe that music had light, that's the only thing I could possibly say is what I was seeing as what was fading through the darkness was melodic. Okay, if that, again, it doesn't make sense, but just hear me out. So knowing that I was somewhere but nowhere, I could still feel, I could still feel myself. I'm wondering why I can feel my arms. I'm like, I'm like cursing them. I'm how in the hell am I talking? I can't even fucking feel myself. And yet I'm feeling and seeing nothing. Do you see what I'm saying, Rob? I'm dead, but I'm not dead. I'm thinking I'm dead, but I'm embracing everything. I'm like, I felt my arms, bro. My arms felt so pulled out, like as if, I don't know, they were, I'd say 30, 40 feet out there, right? And I felt so heavy. And next thing you know, I'm like, I hear all of these voices. I hear all of these angelic voice. Again, you cannot I could not make out what I was hearing. And I seen this one little teeny, this is why whenever I smoke weed, if I ever do, I'm searching for that 1 pixel. Okay. Because during this journey, this experience, I noticed this one little teeny tiny white dot, 1 little pixel. And again, bro, I'm looking at trying to find my body, trying to find what I am, where I am, who I am, and also trying to concentrate on this 1 little teeny tiny pixel as to where I'm at or what's going on. So I look at this pixel, and next thing you know, it's just as if that ball bat hit me in the face again. I shoot into this pixel and end up with nothing but white light around me. And it's all, if I can describe imagine this, looking up have you ever been to Wyoming?
I have not.
All right, you've been in a plane, right?
Oh, yeah.
You've flown. All right, so whenever you flew over to LA, right, or Vegas, you look up in the sky, it was like just endless blue. Imagine there being a pixel, 1 pixel that's filling that entire sky, and each pixel is a lifetime of you.
Wow.
Okay. Literally, this is what I was braced with there, wherever the hell there was. And that is, again, I was thrown in the middle of a ball, I thought, or wherever, because it's like I could see in 360. I could see there was no perception of the back of my head. I could see through the back of my head. Okay, I could. It's crazy how I'm describing this, but I'm telling the truth. And I'm like looking, and I'm looking around me, and I'm seeing nothing but countless versions of my own soul self. And I knew that. I literally, the moment, as fast as I questioned what the hell I was looking at, the answer was there. That's what I was looking at. I'm like, wow, what? And I'm looking, then at that point, I concentrate on another pixel, which takes me into that pixel, which shows me a multitude of completely an infinite multitude of more pixels. We are, put it this way. If we were talking about source, correct? Earlier. If at all I had a perspective of soul source, I would say that would be it. Okay. But only this is the thing, and this is to everybody. This is only my version of what was described to me as source. You are a multitude, an endless, finite, infinite, possible everything. That is what you are. You are an offshoot of soul source to experience the inevitable infinite possibilities of however you choose to accept your creative ability. So going into that pixel, Rob, I figured out why I needed to not kill myself. I've realized why I needed to not remove myself from Ural's reality, Earl's reality, Rob's reality, Dwayne's reality, everybody that we're interacting with now. Okay. Kalina, Mama Minga, all of these people, right? All I'm telling you is you are so loved. You are absolutely given every single creative ability you ever possibly wanted to have. Okay. You may not understand the purpose of evil. You may not understand the purpose of darkness, but I'm telling you right now, we all have got a purpose. That is what I learned there. So looking into that pixel, Rob, I realized that I had a purpose, and it was to interact with everybody, share that experience, bring it back, and say, look, you are divine. You are masculine. You are feminine. You literally are everything, okay, that you wanted and want to be. And whatever is not is already full of things that could not be. Don't worry about what isn't, because what isn't is already full. You need to focus on what is your creatability, because the things that you didn't want to create, it's all that box is already full of the things that you didn't wish to achieve. So coming back to reality here, let's wrap this up real quick, Rob. Whenever I finally came to, again, I woke up crying, and that experience hit me so hard. The ground was breathed. Put it this way, everybody, your planet is alive. Okay. Your planet is part of you. Your planet is very much a part of you to the point it breathes. When you hurt, it hurts. When it hurts, you'll feel it. The tree was breathing. The air, I could feel every aspect of my life, Rob, had changed. I definitely died that day. I promise you, because I'm not the same person I was.
Holy shit. That's what you described in that experience. And I've heard you talk about this experience, but not necessarily in that exact way. What you described, as you're saying it, I'm visualizing the concept that Aridif and Treb have been explaining since I've known them, fractalization. It is the consciousness fractalization. When you see a pixel and you see that infinite existences of your own consciousness and soul, and the probabilities, the possibilities, the twin soul mechanism that's created from that. That's the fractalization. Those are all parts of you on a smaller level, and you're the bigger part. And then you look up to the earth, and that's the bigger part of you, that you're one tiny pixel from them, and the earth looks up into the solar system, and that's one small pixel of the solar system to the galaxy of the universe, and on and on and on and on. Holy shit, that's amazing.
Here, Rob, here, the best way for me to tell you and the listening audience, whether it be on the Matrix, whether it be on the Evolution Hour, it doesn't matter. Everybody, because again, you, me, we are all global. If you are participating in the chat, I'm telling you, okay, you are meant to hear what I'm telling you right now. That we're meant to hear this. You, me, Rob, we all, every single one of us, there is no possible way. Okay, listen to me. There is no possible way during your journey now to have a darkness beat out your light. Okay, we are only we all know what a needle, the tip of a needle looks like, right? So backing up what Aridif says, every bit of your totality is as big as the tip of a needle, the head of a needle. That is how powerful you are. Every single infinite possibility that you probably could have fathomed in your mind is all concentrated on the end of that little needle, that ballpoint pen. Every single aspect of it. Now imagine sticking that little teeny pen, the tip of that pen, to the sky. That's how big you are, and that is how big your source energy is. Whenever you hear Abraham Hicks saying source energy, do it. You are source energy. Wake up. You are every single bit of that aspect. That is exactly what you are. You cannot dilute it. Listen to what I'm telling you. You cannot dilute it. No matter how hard they try to convince you that you are anything less than source, just show them. Let me tell you what. You have no idea. No idea.
Man, that is incredible. This is why I always love chatting with you, brother. It's always amazing. The interactions that we've always had have been extremely purposeful to me and you, but to be able to do it with everyone here too. My God, it's amazing. And we're getting ready to run out of time, and I definitely don't want to end tonight, but by obviously all the things that are happening now, I've got to get back to the hotels so we can get everything gathered there, and then get moved back here for tomorrow to get the finalization done of moving stuff. But I wanted to say the first thing for all my people, thank you guys for being active in the chat. Thank you for being here, and all the Matrix minds. I love you guys. I'm so grateful Matt has been allowing me to be a part of your guys' world, and I appreciate all of you guys too. And this is the last one of the year, and it makes me want to give my gratitude to everybody who's been a guest and everyone who's listened on both sides. But I want to thank you too, brother, for letting me be a part of your world, and being a part of the Matrix Minds has been really important to me and fascinating. So thank you for that too, brother. And I want to thank William for helping us with the Patreon and all the other stuff that you've helped us with. And I want to thank John Craik for being an amazing friend who has helped me out so much with the courses and the video I'm going to be releasing in a few days. He helped put that together, which is a part of the course, which is amazing. And Kalina, thank you for everything, Mama. You hold the world together for all of us in the family. So thank you, and I love you, Mama, very much with all my heart. And thank you, brother, for being here. I want to know if you're interested in doing a dual lightning round, because this is both of our shows, and I do it on my show. I want to do it where I ask these questions so people can get to know you better, but I'm going to give my answers too after you give yours.
That's fine. Let's do it, bro. Let's do it. Hey, I got these soundboard over here on the Majors. Right, here we go. Boom, boom. All right, yeah, get to it, buddy. Let's go.
All right. The first question I always ask is, what is your favorite color?
Black.
Beautiful color. And for my answer, it is purple. Purple's my favorite. So, what is your favorite food?
Wow, bro. I would probably say everybody that's vegan, please don't kill me. I love shrimp and I love lobster. So lobster. I'd say lobster. Lobster's my favorite food. But I don't ever get it. I love it, but I don't ever get it.
It's actually someone I can't remember someone in the last couple of weeks actually said shrimp. I can't remember who it was, but so my favorite food is also one I don't get to eat a lot, but that's because I don't get along well with carbs. It makes me fat and it makes my sugar go up. But pizza is my absolute favorite food. I can eat 1,000 different types in 1,000 different ways, but only good pizza. So
okay.
What is your favorite band and or song?
Oh man, come on, dude. My band, the band I'm in. Troubled Times, buddy. Love my band. I shout out everybody. I love my band, Troubled Times. No, I grew up playing 80s rock, love hair metal. I would say out of all of my bands, between all of them, Poison, Slayer, I'm a big Motley Crue head. I love Motley Crue.
Motley Crue is great. Yeah, my favorite band, I think everybody already knows this on my side, but for those of you in the Matrix minds, Ween. Ween is the greatest band that's ever lived. And
oh my God.
If I had to pick a song for the favorite song, I couldn't, because I love so many of their songs so much. Like Stallion 3, Captain Fantasy, Touch My Tutor, Don't Shit Where You Eat. I mean, there's a bunch of great ones. I love Ween.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell everybody in the chat, in your chat, you ready? Everybody do a search for a band by the name of Nightwish. Nightwish.
Ooh.
Right? Yeah. You talk about melodic. I love melodic metal. I love melodic rock. So if I go in and create another band, bro, before I'm dead, 47, I'm 47 and a drummer. Bro, our hearts are known to explode at the age of like 52. But no, listen, that's probably the kind of a band I'm going to throw together. The next band I start is Nightwish. I love that band, bro.
Oh,
not my favorite band. Not my favorite band, but definitely that's one of my go-tos now.
You think it's top 10?
Oh shit, bro, it's top 5, man.
Oh wow, I'm gonna have to check them out. I haven't heard that one yet.
Oh yeah.
What is your favorite place that you ever went to and enjoyed the nature of it? Favorite place in the world?
There's a place that my father took me and my mom, and we both fell in love with it. We I moved to a place called Braxton, West Virginia at the age, like early age, and we went to a place called Bee Run. Okay, like a bee, like Bee Run, and it is the backwaters of Sutton Dam, Sutton, West Virginia. That is probably the most serene. If God could take its finger and stick it anywhere on the world, that is where I would believe it would be. The backwaters of Sutton Dam, Bee Run.
I have never been there, but I was born in West Virginia, and West Virginia is one of the most beautiful places for sure.
Oh yeah, dude, hands down, God's country.
West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, right?
Yeah, man.
That's actually all right. So my favorite place that I've been to a lot of beautiful places. One of them sentimentally beautiful, Ogden, Utah. We were at the base of the mountains. When I was living over there with my dad for a month, we were working, and I saw a double rainbow. So that was probably the most beautiful scenery. Actually, it was a triple rainbow, but I could only get 2 on the picture, the Polaroid that I took. I wish I still had that picture before my dad's passing. It would have been great to have that. But if I look for the most beautiful place that I've ever been to, it's definitely Munising, Michigan, on the shore of Lake Superior with the painted rocks. The most beautiful place on earth. If I can ever get the kids used to -40 temperatures during the winter, I would actually move up there. If we could get good enough internet to still work, I would move up there. Oh, it's so beautiful. I went in the summer, obviously, but the winter is beautiful too. It's just really cold. North Dakota, my friend lives out there too. That was top 3, but so Munising is number 1 though, for sure.
Cool.
What about, last question for both of us, since we're doing the mix show tonight? What is your favorite childhood memory?
Wow. I would probably say waking up. I say waking up as a child, young, probably a 6, maybe 5 or 6, to a stuffed animal that I had. I called Pooh, P-O-O, Pooh. And I carried that little bear around for, my God, dude. I probably carried that bear around since I probably to the age of about 10, 12. Waking up to a Christmas morning, snow, and seeing that little bear, dude. I don't know why, but that bear, dude, my grandmother had to put 2 eyes on, 2 new eyes on it. I ripped its arm off. Poor little Pooh went through some abuse, but that was it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I had an animal like that too. It was called Polly, and it was a parrot, and I had a zipper on it. So as I grew out of my younger years and went into teenager, I would carry it around because I still looked young enough and carry my weed.
Oh my God.
I took my childhood thing and turned it into. If I'm looking for my favorite memory, I think I had 2. One of them was a specific thing, and one of them's a more generic. But I would say my best memory is probably my first memory. So I was only 3. I was still living in Germany with my dad, who was stationed in the military. And when I was young, they had these pop-up festivals in Germany. Back then it was West Germany. And there was a little fair, with the little seats. And he took me out for a day, and we rode the bumper cars. He forgot to buckle me in. So the first car we hit, boom, my head hit the thing, and I was crying. But it was followed up by a little spaceship rocket. And, on that ride, I got a ride around there, so it was a little rough. That was my first memory ever. So
it was a little rough,
but the end of it made it worth the whole day. It was beautiful, and after my dad died, especially cherishing those moments where I got to spend time. Which leads me to my second thing. It's more generic, but I think the freedom to do things is something that I don't have a lot of now time, and kids these days don't have. And when Wendy Kennedy said it on the show I did with her, it really resonated. Just the ability to go out and do things in the 80s. I could hop on my bicycle and ride for 3-4 miles through town, through the country. Nobody stopped me. Nobody harassed me. I just got to go through nature. And the feeling of that was really good. So I resonate with that too. So yeah, it was amazing. So thank you for sharing those things with us, brother. It makes everybody get to know us both a little better. Matrix Minds got to know my personal stuff, and the Enlightenment Evolution Hour got to do yours. So thank you, brother, for doing this with me and joining forces. I love everybody. I'm so glad we got to do this at the end of the year, brother. And thank you for everything you've done this year to get my show on your channel. And I hope that everybody on the Enlightenment Evolution Hour and the ET Whisperer check out Matthew and his show, because the Matrix Minds is an amazing community. And if you haven't got a chance to visit it, hopefully getting to know Matthew tonight will help you decide to go over there. His Facebook's extremely active. You guys get so much interaction over there. And you merge pages too, which is great. So where can they find you?
Bro, we lost so much content. I can't even tell you.
I know.
Oh my God.
Unforeseen consequence, right?
Yeah. Me and some friends did, again, I still love these guys. I really do. We dissolved a conjoined, just say a conjoined interaction, and they went their way. We went our way. And I'm like, okay, well, I was asked to delete the page. And then since they started, since they created the original page, and then even though it was given to us, I'm like, again, I respect, I respected him enough, even though even though he come back and said, don't delete the page, just do your thing. I'm like, no, you done mentioned me deleting the page. I'm going to hold to it. I'm going to respect that wish, and it's gone, bro. But the problem is, in the process of trying to pull content and merge that page with the new page. Oh my God, dude. Yeah. So let's just say we lost about 200 plus videos, and it sucks because YouTube deletes a lot of our shit. They banned the last Matrix channel. Yeah, primarily because of what we talk about. I mean, we talk about a lot of conspiratorial things. I am probably one of the most heavier guys on the internet to interview MK Ultra victims. Okay, voice to skull technology. Any of you guys up there in the Enlightenment Evolution Hour that are targeted AIs or targeted AIs, targeted individuals, right? Please get hold of Rob. Rob will get hold of me, and we'll talk about your story, because I that is one of my biggies right there is talking and bringing out the targeted individuals. And I'm telling you right now, Rob, it's more so now getting more mainstream than anything. There's a lot of people right now being targeted by direct energy weapons, electromagnetic frequency, voice to skull technology, the voice of God, you name it, bro. The darkness is coming at our people hands over, hands down. They're trying so hard to break our community, and it sucks, dude. It sucks.
Well, last week or the week before, you had someone call into your show who actually had a county police vehicle just parked out in front of their house for like weeks.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, that'd be that's a norm. That's definitely a normal thing on the Matrix. I mean,
that's crazy, man.
I'm just saying.
He's in the picture during the show too.
Oh yeah,
like, holy moly.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, I
if you come on to
Matrix,
bring your own roll of toilet paper, because shit gets really deep over there. Just saying.
That's great. I love you, brother, and I love everything you do over there and getting the information out to people. Thank you, brother, for doing this with me, and thank you all at the Matrix Minds, all the Enlightenment Evolution Hour people. I love you guys. I'm going to be back starting next year. I don't know if I'm going to do my birthday or not. It really depends on how far we are with a moving process. If not, I might do a pre-recorded something or another to drop in so that you guys have something for Wednesday. But if not, I'll be back on the 11th with a very special guest who I'll announce on the YouTube and Facebook. And then you said you're going to be starting up next year. When and where can people find you do that too?
When and where? You had to have me pull up my calendar, didn't you? You did, didn't you? Yeah, you did. See, that shit just threw me under the bus. He's like, Tell them when you're going to do that. Well, Monday the 2nd, which is New Year's Day, we're going to skip that. On Wednesday, on the 4th, if you guys go to Facebook and type in the @ at, the address changed. So just type in there Matrix Minds Broadcast, and you guys can get to the Matrix Minds Live, the Brainiac chat. On the 4th, we'll be interviewing again an MK Ultra victim. His name is Rocco Fowler. Rocco was what's known as one of the original Montauk boys, from what I understand. Well, not one of the original Montauk boys, but he definitely is a Montauk boy. He's been through some shit. He is.
That'll be on my birthday.
Survivor. On the 4th, baby.
Yeah, January 4th.
Yeah.
That's my birthday. I'll be 30. 30. Yeah, 40.
You wish. What the hell?
Yeah,
Kalina, are you listening? Did you hear that shit? What is up with this? He's going backwards. How?
I don't mind feeling 33 again.
I'll be going 26 this year.
And we look great for our ages, don't we?
Shit, you wish, man. What, man? I want whatever you're eating, bro. Or smoking. One of them.
Something, right?
No, look, everybody. We are a whole. Again, going back to what I said earlier, we are all a part of totality. Totality meaning everything. Create with all of your goodness, all of your wholeness as a collective unit. We don't all have to agree. Okay. If I've learned anything this past week, I'm telling you right now, we do not all have to agree. We can agree to disagree, separate our differences, go your own way, do whatever we got to do. But still, you know what? I've got a compassion. I still love these people. I do. I love them. And I will not ever put it this way. Even if me and Rob fall out of whatever. Okay. I love Rob. I love Rob. I love Angel and the kids. We aren't ever not going to love one another, because if I love them now, then I'm going to love them even whenever I separate when we go our own ways. I felt, you know what I'm saying? There'll always be a love for somebody that you loved in the beginning as in now. So that's my say that, Rob. I love you, buddy. I really do. You, Angel, and the kids.
I love you too, and I want to see you and your family have an amazing new year next year. I'm going to be around. You're going to be around, and we'll do more of these things too together, brother, because it feels good to be able to share that energy again. And I appreciate you, brother, and everything you do. Thank you for letting me be a part of your world, and thank you for being a part of mine too, brother.
Not a problem. Not a problem at all, my friend. Don't be afraid to fart in public. Just let it all hang out, bro. For real.
Let it all rip.
Let it rip. Love you, buddy. Everybody up there in the Evolution Hour. Again, you're more than welcome to participate in the Brainiac chat. We'd love to have you as well as Brainiacs. You guys know Rob has got it 10 o'clock hour from now on until he decides to leave, which I don't think he's going to leave anytime soon.
No, I love you guys. I love the minds.
And we love you too, buddy. We really do. Take care of yourself. Everybody else, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks, Rob.
Happy New Year, everybody. Love you guys. Thank you, brother. Love you too.
All right, love you too. Good night, Rob. Peace out, buddy.
Good night, brother. Love you.
Good night. Love you.